What's up, guys? This is Young Shot here, back here today to give you guys another video. This time we're going to be talking about Andrew Wiggins and his current contract situation with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, it's not really a big situation going on, but pretty much it's going to factor into later on contract with Karl-Anthony Towns and maybe Jimmy Butler once he ends his. But pretty much the situation is with Andrew Wiggins is that Wiggins is getting offered a new extension, basically getting him 140 mil to pretty much stay with the Timberwolves, and pretty much the GM wants to talk to him about improving him to be more of a two-way player and also having the opportunity to be a really good player in the future, basically playing both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Now, we obviously seen the side of him basically playing offense, but we have to go and look in perspective on his defensive end and what he could do to increase his efforts, not only defensive end but also doing other things to make sure his team improves and make sure he improves as well. So let's get into the video. Leave a like if you like this video or like any of the content from before, and subscribe if you're new to the content, and let's begin. Putting to Wiggins and pretty much his advanced stats and showing the reason why I said that he needed to improve on the defensive end was mostly because of these stats that I show right here, sponsored by Bleacher Report. Pretty much from this article, I think it was the top 5 at each position at defense, pretty much by defensive stats, and Wiggins was ranked number 1 in his position, which is small forward. His defensive real plus and minus stats is minus -2.4 out of all the small forwards in the league. Is number 290th out of all small forwards in the league. Defensive points saved is minus 109.35, which is 305 out of all players in the league. And field goal percentage differential is 2.2, which is 234th in the league. And on and off differential, pretty much on and off the court differential when he's playing defense, is 5.7, number 288 in the league. So it's a reason why Andrew Wiggins probably is not getting the much acclaim that he used to. Pretty much him coming out, he proven that he can score. He proven that he can put the ball in the basket on a consistent basis, which was no problem, and we kind of knew that coming in. But his biggest flaw is his defense, and the most advanced stats point him to be the most below average contributor, and some of it is very harsh compared to him on the team when you have Karl-Anthony Towns and Ricky Rubio, before then Zach LaVine, and now adding Jimmy Butler. You can point to his inability to create shots for teammates, and you're correct about that as far as him not creating for teammates, mostly a scorer. But if a person attacks Wiggins one-on-one, he can hold his own. But so what's the problem, you ask? It's mostly because he cannot defend off the pick and roll. He is very bad at getting back on screens. He's very bad fighting through screens. Like anything with motion, pretty much if he is going at a defender one-on-one and it's like isolation, he can handle it by himself. But if it's a screen involved, if it's a pick and roll screen involved, it's really hard for him to get through the screen and get back to his guy quickly. And that's the main reason why, or the biggest problem for him. The biggest problem is mostly just he is a reactor compared to somebody who do the job really early. The next challenge for Tom Thibodeau is to basically work on Wiggins, getting him through that pick and roll early. Make sure that he actually initiates something instead of basically following what the other side wants from him. So pretty much the pick and roll is dictating him on what he should be doing, and he should be initiating. He should be more aggressive through the screen, should be fighting through it. And he's very bad at defending spot up shooters. He's really bad at basically not, he helps out a lot more than what he's supposed to. He leaves wide open shooters open, and is a very bad weakness on his part. So that's pretty much the problem. Now let's talk about more of Andrew Wiggins and how you can fix the problem, and then also get that promise of basically extending, because they already said he's going to be extended. Now the thing is just pretty much how he can improve to make sure that he earned his earned his promise of basically getting extended. So let's get into that right now. So Glen Taylor pretty much put out there that Wiggins gotta come up with his promise on the end of the deal if he's gonna be offered the extension, and pretty much he's gonna get the extension regardless. It's just a matter of pretty much can the Timberwolves owner can Wiggins fulfill his promise of the Timberwolves owner, which is Glen Taylor. So he was ready to pretty much commit to nearly $150 million on Andrew Wiggins on the max level extension for his rookie contract. But before he does so, Taylor wants to sit down face to face with Wiggins and basically commit to the franchise in a similar fashion. Now, Wiggins has improved his scoring numbers. As I said, he's averaging 23.6 points per game. He shot a below average 35.6% from the three-point line, but is improved from more than 5% from his previous year. And also, the last time the Timberwolves made it to the playoffs was 2004. Taylor made a big move during the draft to basically get Jimmy Butler in a trade where Zach LaVine one of his young assets had to be gone. He gave Tom Thibodeau a little bit more breathing room, more space for him to create for the team. They got Taj Gibson, Jamal Crawford in free agency, and he's going to pay them off very quickly. But here's the thing. He's more acclimated right now to Wiggins and make sure Wiggins fulfill the promise of what he is trying to ask from him. So pretty much by a quote from Glen Taylor on Andrew Wiggins, according to ESPN, I'm already extending to him. That is, I'm willing to meet the max. But there are some things that I need out of him, and that is commitment to be a better player than you are today. So pretty much from what it's saying, both Taylor and coach Tom Thibodeau is basically counting on Wiggins to make a big leap as a defender, somebody that can basically have ball handling skills. He's shown a little bit of ball handling skills, but not too much, and better perimeter shooting for a 22-year person that's getting that kind of money, especially a few others that's in the draft class that will never get that type of money. Now, he always get big scoring nights. He should have big scoring nights, and that's good for the early part of his career. But he's so inconsistent on basically on areas in defensive, basically going through screens, like I said earlier, and also rebounding and basically putting his body out there, giving more opportunity for the team. Now, ever since Kansas, he was a one-and-done star. Wiggins actually has questions about his motivation, his motor. He's not a type of person that would be an outspoken star. He's not a leader in the fashion of the sense. And it could really hurt the Timberwolves in a way because they need him. So Andrew Wiggins is pretty much, I feel like he's going to fulfill his promise. Andrew Wiggins is going to get better. He doesn't have, I don't feel like he's still going to be the leader. I don't think there's any point of him being the leader at this point because they already put people in that leadership role, which is Jimmy Butler. They put people like Karl-Anthony Towns. They have people that can basically leadership. It's just Wiggins needs to improve his game a little bit more. So the one thing that I'll be looking for as far as Andrew Wiggins, one thing that he should improve on is definitely his defense and basically fighting through screen, get a little more buff. Definitely his shooting, because that's a very concerning area. Just has a team in whole for the Minnesota Timberwolves, even though they led top 10 in offensive in three-point shooting and three-point shooting percentage at one point during the season. Andrew Wiggins' biggest thing is just basically improving his three-pointer. Shot 35%, needs to improve that, maybe get up to 38, make him a respectable shooter where you have to honor that the fact that he can shoot a three, first thing, and just basically can't leave him open. I mean, he's hitting now, but he needs to hit more consistently so people can respect his jump shot, and also he'll have more opportunities to attack the rim. And not only that, just basically making him making him have more motor, making him actually want to fight through screens, making him actually want to make that big play, get that big defensive board that is needed, or just basically just, you know, have a motor about him where he can just score at will or just have a killing instinct on the defensive end. If he can have that, the Minnesota Timberwolves team will be in so much big levels. And it's more other areas like Karl-Anthony Towns that he has to improve on, basically his defensive woes, and Jimmy Butler with his offensive woes. But pretty much when you look at this team and look how the direction they're going in, basically now they can considering it has a playoff team near close, probably one more piece or maybe a few more years. I'm not gonna say years, but probably a few years left of basically possibly contending for a championship. You will want Andrew Wiggins to get better at his end to basically improve his game. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for tuning in to These Are Called Journalism. I have some announcements for you guys to basically go through. Make sure you guys check rodenden.com. We are covering every major sport: NHL, MLB, NFL, NBA, everything that you name it. The only thing that we don't have, I think, is WWE and UFC, but soon enough we should have that. Another thing I want you guys to check out is my Twitch channel. I'll be twitching as soon as Madden and 2K comes out. I'll be playing a lot of games. Right now I'm not gonna Twitch because honestly there's no new games that came out so far. So until then, I'm not gonna be twitching that much. Until then, I'm probably just going to be doing more videos for you guys. Definitely, as I said, check out the previous videos from before with Kyrie Irving, and also the New York Jets off-season preview and training camp. And pretty much that'll be it. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Young Shot. I'm out. Peace.